Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Laura, for those of you that do not know, and today's video is going to be a book recommendations video for my favorite romance series. I figured this would be a good time to do this video because, as you guys all know, we're kind of stuck inside and not having a lot to do for the most part. So I figured a lot of you guys could use something to do, use a new series, try and binge and read. All of the series that I'm going to be listing today I find are really bingeable, and you can just read through the series so quick and it's so enjoyable. So that's kind of what we're aiming for today, just to give you guys something new to check out, the series to get you distracted, to get you doing something this week and the following weeks. So I hope you guys are excited for this video. I'm gonna get started and share my list with you, and of course let me know down below if there's any romance series you think I should read, because I'm always looking for new stuff to read as well, and so that I can recommend it to more people. So let me know. But I'm just gonna get started with my list. First series that I recommend is the Voyeur series by Fiona Cole. This has a lot of books in it. I'm not sure how many off the top of my head, but this is a companion novel series where every single book follows a different couple, but the kind of central thing that ties them all in together is this club called Voyeur. And this club in the book series exists as kind of this place where people can go and they have to have a membership, and they can see people relay certain sexual acts out in front of them. It's not like a sex club, but it like is in a way. Like, it's not, but it is in a way. And so this series follows either people that work at the clubs or are associated with the club in some way or go to the club. It just follows a bunch of different couples. There's also a lot of like really favorable traits in this series, like age gap, student teacher, hate to love, lots of stuff that I know you guys are really into. So definitely check that out if you're looking for something like that. Of course, with this series and a lot of the other series that I will be recommending, companion novel series, you can kind of read as you want. If you don't want to read the whole series, you can kind of pick and choose which books you think seem the most interesting to you and just read those. It really doesn't matter. You can read them as standalones. But I, however, always recommend the full series because I think they're all really great. So that is the first series that I recommend. Next series that I recommend is the Off Balance series by Lucia Franco. This is a series that I love to recommend because I personally think that these books are like so addicting. However, this series, I do always say, is pretty controversial. Not everybody loves it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. However, if you like crazy, taboo, romance, insane stuff happening, I think you'll like this one. It's about a girl who falls for her coach. She's a gymnast. There is quite a large age gap. That's where it gets a little bit controversial. However, if you can look past that, this series is so addictive. There's so much going on in it, so much drama. If you're somebody that lives for drama in books, you will love this. Also, the whole series is about this one girl, Ria, so you get to follow her throughout 4 books. The 5th book is coming out soon. I will warn you, it does end on a cliffhanger, so you might be mad at me if you do go read the series right now and the 5th book isn't out yet. But I promise, if you guys are looking for something to do, this series literally made me glue to my bed and not be able to get up until I finished the first 4 books. Like, it was that good. So highly recommend if you're looking for something like that. Next is kind of less of a series recommendation and more of an overall author recommendation, because she has so many fabulous series that I always recommend. If you guys watch me a lot, you probably already know what I'm going to say, but Abbey Lines, yes, Abbey Lines has so many fantastic series that you guys should definitely read, and all of her series, for the most part, have so many books. So like her Seabury series, which is my all-time favorite, has 9 books, which is so many. Rosemary Beach, another really great series by her that I love, has 15 books or 14 books. I think maybe only 13 books, but there's novellas if I'm thinking about it now, but still 13, 15, that's still so many books. Also, her Field Party series is phenomenal, and her Sweet trilogy, but I think there might be a 4th book now. I can't even keep track. That's how many books she has, but I literally recommend every single one of them. My personal favorite is the Seabury series, so I highly recommend that. But I know a lot of people are favorable to the Rosemary Beach series and Field Party and all that, but I love them all so much. They're all companion novel series, so every single book follows a different couple, and they're just so fun, so easy to read. I always say that her books just feel like you're watching a movie. Like, the way they read is so quick and fast-paced, but in like a really enjoyable way. So I highly recommend all of her books. You should definitely check her out. If you've never read Abbey Lines, now is a perfect time to discover her, because you'll literally have unlimited reading for the next year basically. Next is the Fallen Men series by Gianna Darling. This actually only has 3 books as of right now, but I think she's going to be adding more. And these are also companion novel series. Each book follows a different member of this family who's a part of this biker gang. If you guys are into that whole genre of romance that's like mafia and like crime related things, this is definitely a series for you because they have like this whole biker gang aspect, but also like their really fun, cute romance aspect. And they're all sort of age gap books. The first one is a student teacher book where the woman is the teacher, so that's a little bit different. The second book is an age gap book with the man being older, and then the third is also an age gap where the girl is younger and he's a police officer and she's a part of the biker gang, so there's kind of like a twist with that. There's a lot going on in this series, but it's so fun. Not only is this series super fast-paced and really enjoyable to read, but I find the writing style to be ultimately what's most enjoyable about this series. I don't know what it is about Gianna Darling's writing, but I'm highly obsessed with it, and I think you guys will really like this series if you're into any of those previous tropes listed. But yeah, really good. Next series is kind of a more fun, like lighthearted series, but it's called The Blindfold Club by Nikki Sloan. This is a series that I randomly discovered. I don't know how I found it on like Kindle Unlimited, but I did. And it follows this sex club basically where all of these girls work. Again, a companion novel series, so each book follows a different girl and her love interest. And I thought the series was going to be like so weird because obviously like that preference of like it's about like these girls that work at the sex club, it's kind of weird, but I actually found these books to be quite enjoyable and like way more than I thought I would enjoy them. I did. But also just the quickest reads, so easy to fly through. Again, that's kind of the theme of this video. However, this series in particular I feel is very lighthearted, and if you're just looking for something that's not too serious, you don't have to read too deep into it, but you just want something fun and easy, this is definitely that series. I think it's really fun, and there's also a lot of books, so highly recommend if you're looking for that. Next series is the Royally series by Emma Chase. The first book is called Royally Screwed, and it follows a boy who is to be king of his country, and he's in America one day and he runs into this girl that works at her dad's coffee shop, and they have this like horrible first interaction, but he can't help but be kind of obsessed with her because she challenges him and she's fun and she's different than anybody he knows in his home country. However, they really can't be together because he's set to be king. He can't marry somebody that's not a royal or somebody that's not belonging to his country, so it creates a whole plethora of issues. You guys know I really love royal books. I don't know why. If there's any time and aspect where like there's royalty involved or like one of them's a royal, I don't know why, but it's just a trope that I highly enjoy. This series is really fun because it combines that aspect with like a true romance novel, so I found it to be really fun. This series is again a companion novel series, so the second book I believe is about the first boy's brother and so on. There's different books about different characters, but I think they're all really fun. The first one is kind of my favorite, but I do think they all have a different kind of twist to them and a little bit of originality. So if you want to read the whole series, go ahead. If you just want to read the first one, do that, but really good series. Next is a series that I don't really recommend that much anymore because I feel like everybody's already read it, but I'm going to recommend it anyway, and that is the Offcampus series by Elle Kennedy, along with her spin-off series called Briar U. This series follows a bunch of friends. It's a companion novel series about these boys in college who are hockey players and their different love interests. I really love this series. It's one of those series that kind of catapulted me into reading way more romance books, and I feel like I recommended it a lot in the beginning and a lot of people read it because of me, and it created this whole like crazy effect with this series, which is why I don't talk about it anymore because I feel like everybody's read it. But in case you haven't, I highly recommend. Also, the Briar U series is fantastic and is just a spin-off with more characters that go to the college and more hockey players, so if you're into that, definitely check out her series. I feel like Elle Kennedy's books are just written to be like really heavily enjoyed, so if you're looking for something fun, definitely check out this series if you've not already. Another college-based romance series that I really love is Wait For You by Jay Lynn. This is again a bunch of companion novels. The first one, however, follows this girl who's moving across the country for her first year of college. She's super shy. She has kind of a crazy past. A lot has happened to her that's made her kind of jaded and kind of standoffish. She's had a lot of things thrown her way that have gone really terrible, but she wants to start over and turn over a new leaf for her senior year, and that means kind of focusing on school and doing her thing. However, on the first day of class, she literally runs into this boy in the hallway and he can't seem to leave her alone. Turns out they're actually neighbors. They live across the hall from each other, and yeah, he just won't leave her alone. He's very infatuated by her, and the first book kind of follows their story. I really, really love the first book. I think it's wonderful, but I do love the whole series. They all follow different characters from this college, kind of in the same friend group, but I highly recommend it if you've not read it already. This is one of those books that it's really fun and cute, but it also has a lot more deep meaning to it. A lot of really important topics are talked about in this series, and I just think it's great. I really love the writing. I think that Jaylyn, aka Jennifer Almondtrout, is just such a good writer, and I think you guys will really like it. Next recommendation is the Stage Dive / Dive Bar series by Kylie Scott. This is two different series, but they're kind of like companions of each other. And again, these are companion novels that follow. The first book follows 4 boys that are in a band together, and those ones are really fun. And then the 3 spin-off books follow people that work at a dive bar that are kind of connected to the band in some way. You'll see if you read the series, but this series is so underrated. I always talk about it, but I don't get that much return on my recommendation for this series. Not too many people have actually told me they read it, so if you've read this series because of me, let me know, because it's one of my favorites. I love to talk about it. I think it's so fun, but I feel like nobody ever reads it. The covers are bad. Like, the covers are really bad. Is that why? Are you guys not reading it because the cover is so bad? I know it's horrible, but this series is so fun. If you like musician-based books, it's for you, and I just think it's just wonderful. The first book follows this girl who goes to Vegas for her birthday, and she wakes up and she's literally in bed with this guy who's a part of this band, and they're like married, and she's like, what happened? I don't remember. And they decided to kind of keep it going, even though it's totally bizarre and crazy. But it just really starts off with a bang. It's super fun. I love books that are like, we're here, we're in the plot already, like it's going. Like, I hate when you have to read like 10 chapters before you even know what the book is about. This is definitely not one of those books. So if you like something that starts out and you're in the book, you're in the thick of it all, definitely start this series. It's too good, you guys. I don't usually recommend a ton of YA series on my channel anymore, but for the heck of it, if you guys are interested in reading some YA, I did recommend the Field Party series by Abbey Lines. That is YA. Other YA series that I love, The Selection. I actually have talked about this recently, but The Selection is another royal book. It's basically The Bachelor, but with a royal and all these girls from different castes coming to stay at the castle to compete to be the next queen. And the main character, America, is so not interested, but her mother forces her to go, and she gets there and she's like, okay, she's literally the lowest caste there. She doesn't have access to good food or shelter at home very much, so she decides to take advantage of it, and she speaks to the prince and tells him that she'll give him information if he lets her stay at the castle, even though she's not interested in being the queen. She literally has a boyfriend at home. She's like, I'll help you if you help me, basically, and he agrees, and she ends up staying at the castle. And obviously things progress from there, but it's just the most fun series ever. I don't like dystopian or like fantasy, sci-fi. Like, I don't like those types of books. You guys know I'm super romance only, but this book doesn't bother me. I really do enjoy it. Another series that's also dystopian, I think, is Shatter Me by Tara Mafi. Such a good series. I love this series so much. You wouldn't think that I would be into it. The series follows this girl who has a lethal touch, and she's like been put away in this tower forever, and then she gets released and she has these powers that are like so crazy and whatever, but such a good series. I love it. That was a really bad explanation for the series, but it's so good. You should just check it out. What else? The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. Such an amazing series. I binged it in 2 days. It's 3 books. If you guys like the other Jenny Han series, the To All the Boys I Loved Before, I personally think that this is her superior series. I'm just gonna say it. Summer I Turned Pretty, super fun, about this girl who goes away to a beach house every summer, and she comes one day and she has like a family that vacations with her, and they have 2 sons, and they finally start to notice her this summer, and it's like this big thing for her. I really recommend the series though. It's just like really fun, coming of age, cute YA moment. I just think it's really great. You should definitely check it out. Also, if you like sci-fi, another little last minute recommendation. This is like off the top of my head. I usually write everything down, but this, I'm just kind of giving you guys random ideas at this point. But Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the same person that writes the Wait For You series, has a series. The first book's called Obsidian. I don't remember what the whole series is called, but basically it follows this girl, and her neighbor is like an alien. And I know that sounds so crazy, but it's a romance, and it's like so good. I just remember it being amazing, and there's so many books in the series, and they're big, so if you want something fun. I also think she's a book reviewer. I think that's why I liked it, because we had that in common. But she reviews books, and she falls for her neighbor Damon, and he's like a literal alien. sounds weird, but like it's really good. But anyway, I think that's enough books to last you guys the year, so you better get going. Definitely tweet me and let me know if you decide to pick up any of these books to, you know, read in your spare time. I'll be reading as well. I have lots of time to do that now, so I will keep you guys updated on what I am reading on Twitter and Instagram, and also I made a TikTok and you should follow me on my TikTok. It's at lovelylikelara. I'm really bored if you can't tell, but I hope you guys are having a fun and safe time staying in your house, hopefully. If not, God bless you. But I love you guys very much. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's been forever since I posted, but I'm gonna try to get back on it a little bit more in the future. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very, very soon in my next video. Bye.